Hello everybody, Z3KO Trinity here. Today I'm doing a Stephen King book versus movie on Cycle of the Werewolf, also known as The Silver Bullet. I prefer The Cycle of the Werewolf because I think that sounds more badass. That's just me. Now, this is a short story. It's kind of like a collection of short stories, really, about a werewolf that terrorizes the town once a month. And each chapter is a month, starting from January, and it goes all the way to December. And that's pretty much the gist of the story. You got your main character, Marty, who's in a wheelchair. And as these killings are going on, he's starting to think, what if it's paranormal? And he tries to get his Uncle Red, his drunken Uncle Red, to kind of go along with him, but at the same time he doesn't want to get in too much trouble with his mom, which is his sister, and all that stuff. But eventually Marty comes toe to toe, well, wheelchair to toe, with the werewolf, and eventually realizes that, hey, this shit's real, and he shoots him in the eye with a rocket. So yeah, that's my lame-ass summary of the story. But anyway, book versus movie. Which one do I like better? There are some differences, not too much, but the majority of differences is that the order of the deaths and the way that they're done is a little different in the movie compared to what was done in the book. And before I go any further, I want to give a big shout out to Wrightson. He did the illustration, the art in this book, and he is one of my absolute favorite artists of all times. That's my favorite picture right there. He is co-creator of Swamp Thing, which is my one of my top favorite Stephen King, one of my top favorite DC Comics character. And ooh, look at that badass picture right there. And sadly, he passed away this year. It was March 18th of this year that he passed away. And it sucks because I really wanted to meet him and get his autograph because he is one of my favorite artists of all times. But the movie has the biggest differences because there's a lot more to the story in the movie compared to the book. In the movie, you get to learn more about Marty's sister Jane, whereas to the book, she's in it just enough for you to know that she exists, but it's kind of like reverse with Jenny in Harry Potter. Like, Jenny in the book is absolutely fantastic, but Jenny in the actual show, you're like, wait a minute, I don't even remember about 3 scenes with her in it. So, yeah, it's kind of reversed there. The book has barely little of Jane, whereas the movie has a lot more of Jane in it. And also another big difference, which I really liked. It's not really that big of a difference, really, but it was how the character was played. I think Gary Busey did an excellent job playing Uncle Red. I don't know why I stuttered there first. But when I was reading the book, I was picturing him, and it was just kind of plain. Well, my imagination was kind of plain for his character. But I actually see Gary Busey bring the character, the craziness of the character, to life in the Silver Bullet movie. I just thought that that was so much better. So I'm going to count that as a difference. And the biggest difference of them all is finding out that Reverend Lowe was the werewolf. In the book, Marty goes trick-or-treating and goes to his house, and I already said that he shot him in the eye with a rocket. Well, that's how he finds out that it was the Reverend. He goes trick-or-treating, goes to his house, and he answers the door, and he's in an eye patch. And I'm pretty sure I just seen one of the art with that in it, if I can get it on there just right. Probably pass over it. Yeah, I passed over it. There it is. Yeah, he answers the door, and there his eye patch is, and that's when he realizes, oh shit, it was the preacher man. My son was the preacher man. Or my father, I don't know. Anyway, in the movie, however, he convinces his sister, well, not really convinces, she kind of like believes him right off the bat when he tells her his theory of the werewolf and all the killings been going on. So she starts going around town collecting cans and collecting all kinds of different stuff. And she goes, and basically, while she's, you know, doing that, she's trying to figure out who, you know, has the eye patch or who has a missing eye or whatever. And that's when she comes upon, you know, Reverend Lowe, and he's got that eye patch. And then, of course, Reverend Lowe, Jesus Christ, figures out basically that Marty knows his shit, and he goes after him. But, yeah, out of book versus movie, which one of these is my favorite? Ooh. My favorite is the movie. I do like the book. I love the art in the book, and it did not take me long to read this book whatsoever. But the characters, the actors really bring the movie, or the story, if you will, to life. And I know this is just a short story, and it's kind of cool how Stephen King came up with it. He actually came up with it in a dare. They told him to, or they dared him to make a werewolf story, because back in that time, werewolf kind of got a little popular. And so he decided to come up with his own story of a werewolf. So that's, I like how that, you know, gave birth to the cycle of the werewolf. And I love that name so much, because it, you know, like I said, it's from January to December, and it shows all the different cycles, all the different killing sprees that the werewolf went into. And I just thought that that was really, really good. Plus, teaming up with Bernie Wrightson was one of the best decisions Stephen King's ever made. At least I personally think. Yeah, Stephen King wrote the screenplay for the movie too, so you have to still give credit to Stephen King. He knows his stuff. But what do you guys think? What did you guys like the movie compared to the book? Did you like the book compared to the movie? Book is excellent, but the movie just, it makes the story so much better, I think. That's pretty much it for the differences. Like I said, there's not really that much difference between them. Just the name was changed. Reverend, how Marty found out that he was the werewolf was different. And some of the ways that the werewolf had killed the people, like the deaths, they were slightly different. But overall, it was still the same story, still the same outcome. And I do really enjoy the jump scare at the end of this movie. Like, I think the book is pretty much plain, like, you know, boom, shot him in the face, the end. But the movie has that little last minute pop, you know. So I like that. Otherwise, you know, excellent story, great Stephen King story. Sadly, the movie didn't make as much money as what they spent making it. I think I read somewhere that they spent like $7 million or something like that to make the movie, and they only were able to get $5.8 million. So they actually lost money on it, and it became a big box office shit, I done forgot the term. Oh well, fuck it. Flop. Flippity flop. That's what I'm trying to think of. My mind's like, I don't know, it's like dead at the moment, guys. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video regardless. It's not, this is probably one of my least favorite videos that I did, simply because just the story is so plain and so straightforward that I don't want to like describe the entire movie, you know what I mean? But I do like the characters. Stephen King, he creates excellent characters. Excellent characters. Even the people, like the guy at the very beginning of the book that dies, the drunk guy, the woman whose husband, basically denied that the baby was his. She was going to commit suicide. I mean, just all these characters are so unique. That's the best quality in Stephen King. And finally, for my big announcement, I should have done it at the beginning of the video, but I just now thought of it. So I'm going to throw it in last minute. The biggest announcement I have is I am creating another channel, a separate channel. And right now, it's going to be, for right now, unless it's already taken, it's going to be called Z3KO Plays. And what it is on that channel is where all of my video game videos are going to go. So, for those of you who subscribe to my channel, who just enjoy my book reviews, my little extra stuff that I do, that's what this channel is going to be about. This channel is going to be your Stephen King videos, your horror vlog, your Stephen King previews, the Goosebumps reviews, everything that I would normally do is going to be on this channel. But my other channel is going to strictly be video games only. So if you like my videos, like me and enjoy watching me play games and all of that stuff, then check out my other channel. I will have a link in the description below here in a few days. I'm going to get to work creating that channel as soon as the video is over. So thank you guys. I hope you guys still enjoy my content. I don't want to ruin this. I'm trying my best. So, and video games, like I said, is a big part of my life. I enjoy video games, and I know some of you, not all of you, but some of you do enjoy video games with me. So that's why I want to bring it to a whole different channel. So that way, this channel, you can expect nothing but my Stephen King and book stuff. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And let me know how I did on this video. Please, give me your best advice on future book versus movies. I'm always willing to learn. But yeah, for this kind of story, there's so many movies that have been made of his adaptations, so I'm going to try to do better on those too. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time, and